Good morning, YouTube. This is Riding with Rick.
It takes a lot more to stop this motorcycle than what you're on.
Pulling right next on top.
You survived Fort Over John?
Yeah, I
And
did.
before you turn left here, make the car. Oh!
Just like that.
Just like that, yep. Good morning, YouTube. This is Riding with Rick. Let's see. They tell me the early bird catches the worm. At 6:15 a.m., that is, in the North Philadelphia region. And today, I'm going to, or this morning I should say, I'm going to take a little 5-hour jaunt down and over the Conowingo Dam, which I think is part of the C&O Canal system. This is a ride I've done many times before, which dips us down into Maryland a little bit, and then back up into Pennsylvania. Now, I'm taking this ride early in the AM because it is extremely hot in the Philadelphia region. A little bit of a heat wave, and I'm going to try and beat the heat as much as possible today. Hopefully get back before it gets too hot. I'm prepared to strip down if I have to, but hopefully I can get in the majority of this ride wearing the gear I have on. It's a little cold right now, actually, believe it or not. Time says 6:20, and it's cold enough to put a little dew on the seat, which quite frankly is okay by me. But I hope you follow along. We'll be kind of paralleling the Susquehanna River for a period of time, it's really nice. And I'm going into the den of Harley Davidson country. I find it, you pass through York, where, mainly a lot of the Harley Davidsons are assembled. And it seems to me that everybody in that part of the world owns a Harley. But I like to stand out from the crowd a little bit and stir the pot. All right, let's continue. Okay, I'm awake now. 67 degrees, 6:36 in the morning. I had to actually divert and go back home and get my little stupid battery pack for this Senna. I could have sworn I had charged it last time I used this helmet. The problem is I have too many helmets that I have to keep track of with communicators. It's just, well, not only mine, but also like my girlfriend's helmet, her communicator, my son's helmet, his communicator. I keep it all at my house. We're headed out of the Boyertown area, going up through Reading, Pennsylvania, and then eventually work our way through York, Pennsylvania. That's where the Harley Davidson plant is. Hence why I'm going into Harley country. And then we make our way over to a little town called Columbia, and eventually cross the bridge over the Susquehanna to the western side of the Susquehanna and ride south. And that eventually puts us into the northern edge of Maryland. And then once we crossed the dam, which is part of, I think, the C&O Canal system, then we kind of work our way back north and, through the Lancaster area, etc., and then bring ourselves home. So it's a nice little run. All right, here we are on beautiful 422 westbound. I say that sarcastically. I cannot stand this road. And there's the other thing that I keep in mind at riding this early in the morning. Yes, I do really enjoy it, but oftentimes other drivers don't have their head in the game.
In 1 mile, keep left and continue following US 422 west toward Reading.
They're either half asleep or in the same mindset that I am, that nobody else is on the road, so I can be a little lackadaisical, I guess the word I'm looking for. All right, so I'll follow this out for a little while. All right, this is 222 westbound. We're going to take this all the way out to Lancaster. This is just outside of Reading, Pennsylvania. Kind of enjoy this road because it's open highway for the most part. Sun's at my back. Kind of a strange area, to be honest with you. Not really farmland, but kind of, sort of not farmland. It's, I don't think it's really made up its mind, to be honest with you. But anyway, 222 westbound. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this upcoming trip to New York with my better half. I started the planning phase, I don't know, a couple months ago. We knew we wanted to do it sometime in the middle of summer. But why we picked mid-July, upstate New York, is beyond me. It would have been a week before Americade, but my understanding is Americade has been canceled for the second time, and they're not going to do it this year. So we're going to kind of have the area to ourselves, I think. And being it's a week before anyway, but I've always wanted to venture out and do some motorcycling up in upstate New York, but I've never really either had the time or made the effort to go do it. So, like I said, I started planning about a couple months ago, and the problem is the logistical aspect of convincing my girlfriend that she needs to kind of pack accordingly. Not, I told her, I said, like, look, come over a couple days beforehand, bring all the stuff that you want to bring. And there's going to be the list of must-haves and the list of nice-to-haves. And I told her, I said, if we can fit the nice-to-haves on the bike, then we'll take it. If not, well, the nice-to-haves is going to have to stay home. So everybody knows that the luggage capacity on this 6th generation Goldwing is a lot smaller than previous generation Goldwings. But, if it's just me traveling, I could pack the kitchen sink because I've got a seat bag, but not this time. So we got the side bags in the trunk. Now I carry necessary tools, things to take care of my tire, a few other items that I'm not willing to give up, because I know the minute that I do, that's when we'll have a problem. So I think that we're going to be able to easily fit it all on the bike for at least, it's a 3-day getaway. I mean, how many pairs of socks, how many pairs of underwear, how many shirts do you need? She's under this illusion that, we're going to go out to dinner once we get to the hotel and we'll be on the bike, at night and stuff. And I'm like, after we take that leg getting two, she's not going to want any part of this motorcycle. Because with the thought of getting up the next morning and running, it's about, I would say, I don't know. I'm guessing I'd have to really look a little closer, but it's well over 1,000 miles in 3 days. So, and she's just not used to that kind of, riding. But we'll manage, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm kind of hoping the weather holds out. But even then, if it doesn't, we've got rain gear and we're prepared for it. And I'll be interested. It would be really the first trip with this bike as a two-up riding situation. When I went down to Massanutten, it was just me on this bike, but I packed all my son's stuff on my bike, and, I had room to spare. But I also had a big seat bag behind me. That's a trunk. So we'll see how it goes. I've just kind of found out that, like, I don't need to. I have more of a, and it might be forced thinking in that I need to be a minimalist when I ride or go on a trip. Because, to be honest with you, for the most part, it's those nice to haves that I pack along, and I carry it to the destination, and then I carry it home, never to use it. And I was like, why did I pack this? Because I thought maybe that it would get cold at night, or who knows. I mean, there's always a reason, right? A justification to take something along, but like my buddy on his old go, he packed his full face helmet and a half helmet, and I'm like, I don't really have that option. Nor would I really sit there and say, like, oh, just out of the comfort aspect, I'd like to have a half helmet on really hot days and a full face helmet in case it rains. I mean, that's nice to have, but one of those helmets that he took, he never wore. So it's like you're kind of carting it down. You're carting it to the destination and you're dragging it home. To me, it's just unnecessary. Instead of just throwing the kitchen sink at it, so to speak, instead of doing some planning and some forethought about what the environment's going to be like, what kind of riding will you encounter, and pack according to that. And as I always tell my girlfriend, like, if it's cold out and you don't have a sweatshirt or something, I'll buy you one. I'll whip out the wallet and just buy it on the spot. All right, well, that's my thoughts. Like I said, I'm going to put together a video on that. And kind of, another thing that comes in preparation for a trip. I don't know what you guys do, but, what do you do to prepare for a big trip as far as, physically speaking? Like, I know that being a guy in his late 50s, I'm not the picture of health, and being a guy, that born in the 60s, growing up to, like, I'm not stretching and that kind of stuff, but I will, I'll start to do some stretching before not like a day before, but like, like starting now, 10 days before, 8 days before, I'll start just doing a little stretching routine. So I noticed that, like, on this Goldwing and the position that my knees are at, my knee, I never had this problem on a Harley, but on this Goldwing, I will admit that you're in a better, more upright riding position, like your posture's better, but it definitely wears and it's wear and tear on my knees. And so I'll do a little stretching, which seems to alleviate that, but as far as gear goes, I mean, you got the anti-wicking underwear, and I got, like today I'm wearing Climbs shorts, which are an anti-wicking material, and they seem to work pretty good. I mean, I can get a little more miles in the seat and a little less discomfort. I have the LD Comfort underwear. They're nice too. However, they're kind of thick. Like you get into hot water, that whole area, it's moisture wicking, but you definitely sweat in them. I mean, I think they're more winter, spring, fall type riding. In 98-degree weather, in the northeast corridor of the United States, good luck with that. But yeah, just leave in the comments, like, what do you guys do? Of course, I pack along the Aleve and the Advil and all that kind of stuff, but us older folks have to definitely take into consideration, if you're going to go chew off 400 miles in a day, with much more to go along the trip. The last thing you want to do is become not only saddle sore, but like your knees bothering you, and, etc. So like I said, I'll do a little stretching before, and then after I get off the bike at the end of the day, I'll just do a little bit of stretching in my legs, and it seems to get me through. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys do. Okay, so I'm getting off Route 30 here at 441, headed towards Columbia. This is kind of last, the last stop before we cross over the Susquehanna. I can actually see the Susquehanna from here. So I'm going to take a little break. There's a good little run all the way out to here. Columbia on the map it's the southwest of Harrisburg. And yeah, there's the Susquehanna. And take a second, take a little break here in this little town. Not much going on in Columbia other than me riding through it.
You will reach your intermediate destination in a quarter of a mile.
Oh, the Turkey Hill Experience. That looks like a good little place to hole up here.
Now turn right.
Family fun. Turkey Hill Experience. What is this, like the Turkey Hill Museum?
Follow the arrow on the display and then immediately turn left.
This is interesting. Well, folks, there's your cow. I got to take some pictures of this. Okay, so far to me to say, to quash anybody's good time or understanding of like what may be of interest to people. But a Turkey Hill Experience Museum is not one of them. I do enjoy their ice cream, but to really have an attraction is beyond me. You'll notice the parking lot is rather empty. I just find it kind of amazing what people find interesting. You're out in your little tour of Lancaster County, York, Pennsylvania, Columbia, Lidditz. I don't know if it would be on my bucket list to like go see the Turkey Hill Experience, but that is quite the cow. I will say that. Somebody spent a lot of time making that thing, and I can't go without saying, look at the teats on that thing. All right, I've taken a break here, and I'm going to mosey on through the little town of Columbia and cross the river and enjoy a little scenery riding along the river, which is it's really nice. I like taking this little jaunt here. There you go. It's nice and peaceful out there. Yeah, there's the other bridge that you get across on, but that's like on the main drag. I cross that all the time. Going
In 1 mile, prepare to turn right and then turn right.
Going anywhere anywhere westbound out of Pennsylvania, go over that bridge. The mighty Susquehanna. And my GPS is going to nag me here in the next minute. Oh, I will say, like, riding across this bridge, pretty darn windy. A lot windier than I thought.
In a quarter of a mile, turn sharp right onto Helen Street and then turn right. Now turn sharp right and then turn right.
Okay. This road takes us right down to the water here.
Now turn right onto South Front Street. Follow the road for 5 miles.
This is a big recreational area, boating, a lot of boating, and just people out, you know, walking and enjoying the little parks that they have along the water. It's a big destination for motorcyclists. You know, they pretty much come down this road for the, well, same as me, you know, come down for the views. And you come out of this road down into Maryland, it starts getting into a lot, really nice riding, Twisties and more open, back road kind of riding. there is actually a lot of good motorcycling in the state of Maryland. I mean, not down towards like the city, but you get out into the farm areas where I'm at kind of now. It's nice. A lot of good opportunities, a lot of good roads. I'm going to run this out for about 4 miles to PA 624 New River Road. Gets us down close to the water. You don't really realize like how, like in the state of Maryland, how much farmland and open space there actually is till you like venture well away from like, you know, any major city or metropolis. Kind of where I'm now is just beautiful farm country. A little hillier than say Lancaster. Lancaster is just flat and roads are straight. Not here though. See the Susquehanna off in the distance there. Still pretty cool out. 75 degrees at 8:10. I'll take it. All right, now this is going to come out to. You see a lot of little like parks and marinas and that type of stuff down here. I'm going to just kind of slow down and take in a little bit of the scenery. I don't know what it is about me, but I am. Anything water I'm attracted to. Not so much the ocean, but lakes and big rivers as such. A lot of boats moored. Doing a little touring himself. I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity or pleasure of being moored out somewhere and waking up in the morning on a boat. It is just quite the experience. This will be today will be a beehive of activity as far as people go. Now this guy's one lucky guy, man, living right on the waterfront. I would very much enjoy waking up every morning to see the water like he does. That would be kind of what I would consider serenity. Got the windmills off in the distance there. See if I can snap a couple pictures with this Senna.
In 1 mile, prepare to turn right.
Alright, I'm on PA 425 southbound. And this is where the riding starts to get really fun. Most of the ride has been actually getting to interesting riding. But, sometimes you gotta take a little traveling to get on roads that you've never been on before. some prime riding. This is coming into York Furnace, I think it is. It's actually like a little park. And I picked this route simply because
In 1 mile, prepare to turn left.
there's a road called Furnace Road, which is PA 425. But once you get on that road, it gets real twisty and a lot of elevation changes. It marks up some good sport riding, sport touring riding, I should say.
In 1 mile, prepare to turn right. In a quarter of a mile, turn slight right onto Furnace Road.
What's that?
Now turn slight right.
That's a big bird, man. I had a turkey, believe it or not,
Follow the road for 1 mile.
almost take me out one time. I was on my Harley. No, I was actually on my Victory, Vegas. No windshield or anything like that. And a big turkey was on the side of the road, and I'm riding by, and the sucker just flew up, like right in front of me. Literally bounced off my chest. I saw it coming, but you want to talk about like a surprise attack. So anytime I see, big birds of prey on the side of the road, I'm gonna honk the horn or do whatever I can to get them airborne in the direction other than me. All right, I'm on US 1, which I think this part of it is at least Pennsylvania, Maryland Scenic Byway, one of them. And I also want to say, too, it's Conowingo, not Cowawingo. It's Conowingo. And this just happens to be Conowingo Road. So at about 5 or 6 miles, we'll cross the dam. And I'll make sure I have the camera on. It's really nothing. A lot of construction going on that dam. At least the last time I went over it, there was a ton of construction. I'm passing the Chesapeake Harley-Davidson dealership. That's a big Harley-Davidson dealership. Very popular place. On any given Saturday or Sunday, it's a lot of bikers go there to hang out. As you can imagine, 99.9% Harley riders. I used to be one of them. Been there many a times. It's a nice little place to get in the air conditioning and get some hot dogs or something like that. We're coming up on the dam here. Alright. Here we are at the Susquehanna. So the right side of this would be dammed up, and then the left side of it would not be. There's the undammed side. Then you get over to this side, once we get past this wall here, you'll see that it's all dammed up. And see how it's all nothing but rocks. It's a big power station. It's really what it is. But it is a I guess it's considered a migration spot for eagles to raise their young, I guess, in a certain time of year. I don't really remember what time of year, but you'll see people like along this dam here just lined up with their very expensive cameras and etc. to get a glimpse of either eagles, fishing or up in the trees. All right, we're gonna start making our way back. All right, we've just got off of Route 1, and now we're on Route 10. Going, I would imagine it's northbound. Now, just from my own personal experience, you get up into Concordville on Route 10, and the road absolutely sucks. So just a word of caution, if you're out riding this road, you better have your head on a swivel. It is, it's kind of Amish country, and it's the roads just are very, very poor condition, like huge potholes. Just a word of caution. I'm going to follow this for a long way. I'm kind of heading back towards home, actually. All right. Okay, so I've officially stripped down. Got to get the jacket off. It's starting to get warm up. I'm in the parking lot of Gish's Furniture off of 897 North. About to take a right turn on to Route 23, head that to Route 100 North, and I'm pretty much called home. Gas up before I get home, and I'll conclude this video with a little ending loop, I guess. 10:24 a.m. 42 minutes to get home, 28 miles. Roughly speaking, I don't think this route actually ends to my point of destination, but pretty darn close. All right, folks. Thanks for riding with Rick. I'm going to conclude this video by saying my trip's almost over here. About to go get a little gas in preparation for Friday's 3-day trip. But if you like what you see, just click the like button or not, and leave a comment. I'll get back to you. And I added a subscribe button if you're watching this video on a computer, like laptop or whatever. You'll be able to see the subscribe button. But if you're watching on your phone, you won't. But I'd like for you to subscribe if you feel like it. But like I said, thanks for riding along.